And welcome back, everybody, to the newest Danganronpa V3 spoiler cast. For anybody who's watched the other ones, I've been doing these spoiler thoughts and opinions as I play through the game because I have not been streaming the game. Maybe one day I will do a playthrough. But I just wanted to talk about some of my thoughts and feelings and rants just for the people that do care, because I know there's a lot of people in the Discord that follow in on it. So I don't want to drag it out too long, but I'm just going to talk about things that jumped out to me with Case 3. First off, the elephant in the room is that a lot of, like, prior to getting to this, a lot of people said this is the worst trial in the game. And while I can understand that, I do think it's way better than the third trials of Danganronpa 1 and Danganronpa 2. I actually really enjoyed a lot of it, except for one thing. And this trial solidified that my least favorite character in the entire fucking game is Anji. I absolutely hate that bitch. I went from thinking she was okay to thinking she was bad, and so on and so forth, until, like, this point where it's like, it actually, like, there was a part where my hands were actually shaking in anger with how much I hated her. And it was the scene where they're exploring the school and they're getting, like, all the stuff and seeing the new rooms and the new ultimate labs. And then Monokuma gives them the flashback light, which, if you guys, you know, the flashback light is how they get their memories back. Without asking anybody for shit, Anji takes the flashback light, smashes it on the fucking floor and says, "We don't need that." And I would have lost it. I would have probably killed her right fucking then and there. I would have become the next Blacken. So I was just like, I hate this bitch. And then the whole thing with the student council, it was ruining all my favorite characters, because I love Sumugi. She joined the student council. I loved Himiko, and she joins the student council. I already knew Gonta was a dumb fucking idiot, and Kibo I barely give a shit about. The whole thing with the student council actually made me angry. Like, it was making my blood pressure go up. Because, like, Shuichi and Kaito and Maki were trying to, like, do their training outside. And, like, you can't be outside. Anji said no one's allowed after dark. And I'd be like, fuck Anji. Who gives a fuck what that bitch says? I don't give a shit, dude. And so, like, I just hated her. And she was corrupting Himiko and Tenko and everything. So imagine my surprise, chat, when they walk into the art room the next day. They're all like, "We haven't heard from Anji all day. The room is locked." And Kokichi picks the lock and opens up the door, and Anji's fucking dead. And I was so happy. I was like, "Let's fucking go!" So I was popping off. Anji was dead. I was like, I don't even care who the killer is. And then I knew shit was gonna get weird, because usually you go right into investigating and then the trial. And then as soon as Korekio's stupid ass was like, "We should do a seance to summon the ghost of Anji," I was like, this is not gonna end good at all. I was like, this sounds like a horrible fucking idea. And it was, because they do the ritual and fucking Tenko ends up dying. I was like, damn it, Kodaka. Listen, I love you, Kodaka. I do. I think you're a genius. But is there some unwritten rule where every fucking third trial has to have two victims? Why? It started in Danganronpa 1 with Hifumi and Taka, then in Danganronpa 2, which extra hurt, with Ibuki and Hyoko. It's like, why is there a rule? I swear to fuck, if Danganronpa 2x2 comes out and Case 3 has two victims again, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose my mind. Why does this need to keep happening? So Tenko died, and I was pissed. Going into the trial, I already thought Korekio was the killer, but I was like, I don't know how he did this shit. And I will admit, the whole secret behind the seesaw trick, that got me. I didn't understand that at all, because I was like, how is there a weapon, but then there was no rip in the cloth, but there was blood on the other side? I was like, I don't know how this motherfucker did this. I was like, I really have no idea how this murder even took place. And so that was cool. That was really cool and very smart, but fuck Korekio, because he killed, I mean, cool that he killed Anji, bad that he killed Tenko, because I really like Tenko. But then the trial ends with, like, Korekio having, like, a crash out, and he's just like, well, you guys don't understand. He's like, I did this for my true love, which is also my sister, and she's also dead. And I was like, this guy's a fucking dipshit. I was like, there's so much shit going on, dude. I was like, he was just like, yeah, my sister and I had sex, and then she died. And I promised her that I would give her 100 friends in heaven. And I was like, this is so fun. I was like, can we just fucking get on with it? At some point, the guy was explaining himself. I was like, can we just execute him, please? I was like, I don't want to hear this anymore. I was like, just kill him. I was like, can we just do it? And his execution was stupid. The first half was good. Like, they boil him alive and shit. I was like, that was really graphic. But then his ghost shows up, and then his sister puts salt on his face, and then his ghost dies. I was like, that was fucking stupid. So the trial kind of, like, leaves off on a bad note. However, I really, really loved Himiko's character development. That's another thing where a lot of people get mad at me because I'm like, I think that so far V3 is my favorite in the series because I feel like characters get more development than in the other games. Most of the characters, unless you're a main character or an antagonist, they go in and leave the story the same way they came in. And V3 has had a lot. There's been a lot of times where, like, I love that character, and no, I fucking hate him. Oh, I fucking hate this character. Oh, they're not that bad. You know, even with, like, Maki or whatever. But Himiko's character, that's another thing, is everybody's like, Maki's got such good character development. What do you mean? She goes from being a huge bitch to a medium bitch. Wow, big fucking whoop. Himiko has a much better character arc. She goes from being lazy, showing no emotion. Now she's like showing emotion. She's crying. She misses Tenko. She misses Anji. She wants to be positive, upbeat. I'm like, this is great. I'm like, I love this. Like, this is making me so fucking happy. So, as crazy as it is to admit, I think Himiko Umeno is my favorite girl in the game. I like her more than Miyu. I like her more than Tsumugi. I like her more than Tenko. Nobody predicted that. Andrew didn't tell me that. Nobody in chat told me that. But I think Himiko Umeno is my favorite. I think she's my number one. I should have known already prior to this case because I only have one keychain of a V3 character and it's her. I mean, yes, Shinpuff did tell me to get it, but still. I love her so much and I just want to spend all my free time with her. I love Himiko. She's my favorite. With that said, I only have one more free time with Miyu that I'm going to be doing, but I haven't done it yet. And then the only other thing is the whole case is done. Himiko's development's great. Everything's good. But then the post-credits of Chapter 3 happens, and I'm like, what the freak does this mean? And if the video starts, and they're like, it's Rantaro. And he's like, and it keeps cutting out. So every time he says something important, something gets blacked out. And he's just like, hey, so this killing game is going to keep going until he's like, that's why it's important that you guys, and then he's just like, remember, he's like, you wanted this. And I was like, what the frick does that mean? And now I'm like, damn it, Kaede, you dumb bitch. You shouldn't have, why did we kill the guy that knew the most shit? He knew everything about everything. He knew about the ultimate hunt. He didn't know his ultimate. He knew about, like, the reset shit. I was like, why did we kill this guy? He knew everything. So that is very interesting. And that's it. So that was case 3. I really liked it. The only bad part was I'm sad that Tenko died. I loved Tenko, and I wanted to spend more time with her, and I really liked her as a character a lot. But yeah, oh, one other thing I forgot to say is the aesthetic of Chapter 3 was great. The third floor of the Ultimate Academy with the creepy music, awesome. I loved the spooky supernatural shit. Super cool. I loved absolutely everything about that. So yeah, I thought it was a great chapter. I was fully pulled into the mystery the entire time. Even with Korekiyo being like a incestual weird serial killer, I enjoyed the trial. I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, is it him? Is it not him? Did he kill just Anji? Is there 2 killers? I was fully pulled along the whole time. I did not know what to expect. So, yeah, that was Danganronpa V3 Chapter 3 spoiler cast. I know it was kind of short, but there really wasn't too much to talk about other than just parroting what had already happened. But I'm looking very excited to Chapter 4 and onwards because I hear that it just gets more and more crazy. So, that's it. Thanks for watching that.